Did you know that blindly mailing your CVs to multiple job ads is the number one reason people fail to land jobs? In fact, it could annoy the recruiter so much, they might even end up blacklisting you. Instead, be focused. Only target jobs you have a good chance at landing interviews with. Learn this and many other powerful tips with our Land Your Dream Job program. It's an online course that includes a comprehensive toolkit consisting of CV templates, resume checklists, and many other useful tools. The best part about this program is a 3-month email guide that will help keep you on track as you look for your next role. Indeed, your dream job is waiting for you. Click this link now. Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to 2023 and our very first episode of CareerSuccess Show with Adrian and Yen. Hi, my name is Adrian.
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year.
Good to see everyone
Happy New
again.
Year.
Everyone's all back to work, I hope. And, Yen, you were
You
telling me
hope.
about... I hope.
You hope.
I know
I'm not
people
back at work.
I
I'm
know some
mentally
people
not
are
back
still-
at work.
Some people are still streaming in from their vacations, extended vacations. Yeah, I know. And you were saying that a lot of people are just physically back at work, but mentally still having that holiday.
And if it
mood.
weren't for the school, I'd be in an extended holiday as well.
No, I know the feeling. I'm still reminiscing all the good times we had on a family vacation in December. I'm sure you too, right? You had a good time, I guess.
I didn't want to come back. So your vacation was early December.
Mhm.
My vacation was towards the end of the year, which I think is a lot harder to recover from. Because I think I got back on the 28th at some ungodly hour at 3 in the morning. And remember I said I have whiplash and you guys were asking what happened. The holiday went by so quickly. Whiplash.
Well, if there's any consolation for yourself and for all the other viewers and listeners out there, there is going to be a Chinese New Year break in Singapore coming up. I think
Yes.
2 weeks' time, right?
Yes, very soon. Sooner than we expect, I think.
And then there's going to be a dry spell. There's not going to be any vacation or any public holidays until like April, I think.
Until Easter. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. You know, if you can tune your rhythm and your work schedules, I'm sure you'll find pockets to do quick, long short weekend getaways, right?
Yeah, we can try. We can try.
We can
But
try.
anyway.
You know, for those of you who have just tuned in, hi, my name is Adrian, and I'm the CEO and founder of Career Agility International. And as always, we have Yen with me. Yen's our executive director. Yen, how are you?
I am happy it's a Friday. It's a short week, but it feels very long. I don't know if you agree.
I don't know.
I
Maybe
feel
it's-
like I've done 5 days in 4 days. You know what I mean? Because like the
It's-
Monday off didn't quite count.
I guess I know what you mean because there's so much activities packed in with our
Yes.
kids, getting our kids to school. You know, you're back to the
Yeah.
chauffeuring schedule and
Yes.
everything. All of us parents out there with kids, you would know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Yeah.
so. But anyway, TGIF, and but nonetheless, it's still a Happy New Year. The first week of January is almost over.
Yes.
And what plans have you fulfilled the goals that we were talking about in December?
Yes, actually, I've done quite a fair bit of reading, and I think I should do more reading, and that's why today we're going to talk about some interesting New Year resolutions that and I'm
Don't
very do less work, no, do better work, do more work, have a bigger impact.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I know. That's what I like to. So, you know what I think this year was quite interesting. When we were looking for topics to talk about, you know, one thing which you mentioned about New Year resolutions and why you don't believe in New Year resolutions. And I
Yeah,
think
New Year
that was a great.
resolutions don't work.
great topic because I think a lot of us have made resolutions and many of us have broken our resolutions already by now, January the 6th.
You know what I saw? Okay, I'll just tell a quick story. On Monday, Elvin and I went with some friends to hike at the Rifle Range Nature Park, the new one that was recently launched. And there were some trails that we've never been before.
Okay.
It was so crowded. I think half of Singapore was at the Rifle Range Nature Park. It was so crowded, and I was just commenting. I went like, "Gosh, there's a lot of people here today," and all the nearby restaurants were full. We had to queue to get into like our favorite roti prata place, and I was just commenting and wondering, maybe everyone is thinking, yes, we will start the new year on a healthy note by hiking. And then after that, for the rest of the year, I can disregard the exercise. Let's just get the good stuff out of the way.
True. That's probably true, and that's why it's always been said that gym memberships in January sell like crazy. Nobody goes after February.
There were hikers, there were walkers, there were runners, there were cyclists. It was ridiculously crowded, and you know that in the Rifle Range Nature Park, there's this outlook post. It's like a little deck that you can look over the quarry, and it's a gorgeous view. And they only allow 20 people at a time. There was a queue. And the queue went down the trail.
It's so Singaporean. Wow.
Like 50 to 100 man deep. I was going, gosh, this is ridiculous. And we didn't get to go up to the deck.
You've been there before anyway, right? At the launch,
yes,
right?
I have. Yes, I have. I'm just saying that half of Singapore was there.
Yeah. I know, and you think it's bad for the people. Imagine the poor animals there. It's like, what's this crowd? I'm trying to enjoy my New Year weekend, New Year, and suddenly it's like.
Oh yeah, they did spotted. They spotted some of the flying squirrels, and the animals were there because it's a very anyway, a nice place. If you haven't been, to our listeners, if you haven't been, it's always good to go.
It's the new Rifle Range thing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's jump on the show proper. And you know what's really interesting is the latest news that we are hearing. Let me bounce it back up. Okay. See, it's okay. You know what's the latest news that we've been joking about? It's like crazy. What's this all about? Taiwan shipping company Evergreen gives year-end bonuses up to 52 months.
Do you think they did it because they made a lot of money?
Yeah, it was super normal profit.
Or is it because right?
It was super normal profit. Yeah,
so even that little accident didn't really hamper their performance.
It was 2 years ago, right? I think. No, I'm sure it didn't, because whenever we talk about Evergreen, we always think about that ship that got stuck in a colon. So the ship that constipated global shipping. But it's amazing how a company can give 52 months. I don't know, but I'm just thinking, I pity the guy who resigned on 31st December and he's like, I quit. And the next day on the 1st January, they go, oh, by the way, we're giving out 52 months bonus. To only
that was
those
your
who
first thought.
That was my first thought.
That was your first thought.
Oh, shucks.
My first thought, right? My first thought was, gosh, I'm happy. I got 18 months. And then I get the news that somebody else got 52 months.
Everything is relative, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy to hear that organizations are still surviving and doing well in spite of all the inflation. I've always philosophized about this, right? When someone tells me, oh, the market is quiet, or when someone tells me things are very dry, or the world is very bleak, or everyone is taking a pay cut, I should too. I like to emphasize that no matter how bad things go or how bad things are, there will always be spots that are doing okay.
Yeah, that's true.
And I want to emphasize this to all our listeners out there, that you are not a statistic. You're a unique individual, and even in the most dire circumstances, there will be opportunities. There always will be. There are, like the tough industries will have hotspots, and then there will be places for you to go to. So being agile in your career, having that ability to see, look ahead, is one of the key skills you have to ensure that you have your resilience in your career.
Very true. And how better to get your resilience up, and how better to get your career agility up other than to watch our Friday morning shows and come talk to us about how we can help you with your career. Because since 2018, we've been out in the market, we've been talking to people about their careers on radio, on TV, one-on-one, and we've been helping hundreds and hundreds of individuals like yourself to improve on their careers, enjoy a more successful, a more resilient career, and where focus on the things that matter more to you rather than worry about your job half the time.
Yeah. Nah, it's just work. You'll be fine.
It'll be fine. But if you come to us, it'll be finer. So, finer. So let's talk about the topic at hand today. What's the one thing that we need to do in 2023, and what's the one thing? Now, guilty as charged. This title is very clickbaity. Okay. One thing.
But it leads back to what we started this morning's conversation with. Like, it's about New Year resolutions that maybe don't work.
Yeah, but why don't New Year resolutions work? Yeah.
I think everyone starts the year with a bit of an ideal energy, thinking, yes, this year I'll make a difference. I'll turn over a new leaf. I will break a bad habit. I will get my weight under control. It's seasonal.
It's around the corner. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, no, I put on weight during my vacation. I don't think it's going away. It's a permanent visitor.
No.
So I think we know this. You've heard this a lot, right? New Year resolutions don't work. Very quickly, within the first 2-3 weeks, you're back to your habits.
Yeah. And many resolutions are broken within the first week. That's what the studies have shown. And people are wondering why. And you're right, because someone once said that New Year resolutions are wishful thinking, which is corny but true. But anyway, it's something which all of us tell ourselves, but don't take it seriously. Because if you really want to make a New Year resolution, you got to commit to it and everything. And sometimes people make a whole long list of New Year resolutions, right? 5, 6, 10.
Yeah, or it's something like you said, it's wishful thinking, and it's maybe it's not really specific enough. So it's not a SMART goal.
Oh no, don't give me that SMART thing.
Specific, measurable. I can't remember the rest, but it is. For example, if you really wanted to lose weight, it's not about just saying I want to lose weight. It's about inculcating one habit.
Yeah.
Just one habit. Maybe you want to cut carbs. Maybe you want to. It's not about attending the gym either. It's really about that.
That's true. So
maybe dedicating time on your calendar. One thing. So breaking it down helps.
Let me tell you something that one of my mentors taught me once. If you really want to effect a change in whatever you want to change, it's not about setting a target on the result or the outcome. It's like you cannot say I want to lose 5 kilos by when or whatever it is, no matter how SMART the goal is, because the weight itself, the outcome is a lagging indicator.
Right.
It's the result. You should be focusing on a leading indicator.
Process.
So your goal should not be based on the output rather than the input. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to at least once a day. I'm going to get up and move around rather than I stop 5 bus stops before I walk.
Yeah.
I'm going to give one activity. So if you want to have a goal, right, you target the leading indicators.
You target the process, and that leads back to my point on what's that one thing you can do. So you can make a decision instead of saying I want to lose 5 kilos. You can say I want to do 5 sun salutations every day.
Yeah,
just 5. It's a lot.
I have no idea what sun salutation is.
Quick shout out to Deborah. Thank you. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. Thank you.
Deborah. We love you, Dad. So thanks a lot. Yeah, achievable. Yeah, and I think and it's like my daughter, Mia. She's always worried about her school grades, and she said, what if I don't? What if I don't do well? What if I don't do well for the exams and everything? Then I said, let's not worry about results. That's output. Let's worry about input. How many are you on top of things? How many the topics have you covered this week or this today and everything? Are you on track? And whatever the output is, it doesn't matter. Your whatever results are. It doesn't matter if you put in the hours and put in the effort. Then that's what counts. But what is interesting, she said, what if the results are still bad? They said then you learn, means you're doing something wrong. Then let's reevaluate the process.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had these
Yeah.
conversations with my kids too.
Yeah, but these also are generally performance discussions you have with your staff as well,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
So leading back to our topic for today, because it's the new year, and Adrian and I were discussing what should we talk about for our first LinkedIn Live of 2023. I wanted to talk about one thing, and when I say one thing, it could be one theme, it can be one item, it can be one activity, it can be one habit, but it is something that you will focus on for the entire year, which
Yeah.
means that it's not just a January thing. It's the whole year. So it's got to be a habit or a theme, an element, right? So for me personally, when I started thinking about this many years ago, over I think easily more than 10 years ago, when I was trying to figure out how to manage my anxiety. The worry, the catastrophic thoughts, and worry about everything. So I focused on one thing, and that one thing was to not sweat the small stuff, for example. So then it became a mantra, it became an affirmation, it became a reminder. So then at my desk, I would have a post-it note or a little sign or something that just tells me to chill. Something that tells me to breathe, right? And so when I'm brushing my teeth in the morning, what is the one thing I would say to myself? So for the entire year, I focused on chilling. Guess what?
Did it work?
It was. I focused on it for 5 years. Sorry, every year. What's my resolution? I'm going to chill a bit more, and the kids help. They go like, "Mom, chill." Like, okay. So then I try not to overreact. So it can be a resolution / one thing for years on end, and so yeah, we're always looking for that one little thing that you can do for the year, not just that seasonal New Year resolution thing.
How do you remind yourself? Do you like put it on a post-it pad and stick it on the mirror or something in the morning?
Yeah. And again, because it's a theme, right? It can be a reminder that you do on the days that you're going to have a nice long walk. It can be part of telling the people around you to say, hey, please remind me if I'm overreacting. Please give me feedback. It can be a little decorative calligraphy that you have on your notebook. But it all rolls up to that one thing. And that's what I'm trying to say here. So that one thing.
So it's basically focus on a theme rather than have 10 resolutions, which you may not achieve at all, right?
Yeah. And I'm not saying that you don't focus on your weight as well, but if you are more centered, then all these other minor goals will tend to fall in place as well.
Things are not binary, and just because you don't put it down in a resolution doesn't mean that you're not going to look at it, right? So
yeah. And I remember saying things like I will do my homework on time, but it never happens. Yeah, and then you end up beating yourself over it because I broke my New Year resolution, and then I cry, and then I give up. So no, that didn't work.
It doesn't work.
So that's what I was trying to focus on sharing this morning.
I think that's a good idea. So basically, what you're saying, Yen, is just focus on one theme, and all the activities that are corollary or surrounding it fall into place under that theme, but not be too dogmatic about whole a particular target that you must hit, but at least you know that you're making baby steps and improvements as you go along, I guess.
Especially if it's a goal that is a very vague one, something so superficial. It's very vague, it's very intangible. So as to trying to help me to self-regulate my worry and my catastrophic thoughts and all of that, right? It's very hard to nail it down, isn't it? There's no way I can do a SMART goal on it.
It's true.
So it's all about finding the elements that lead up into that to help you to improve and progress. I think that's the thing we want, progress.
So my big question for you now, and I'm sure all of viewers are very curious, is what's your one thing you need to do, you need to focus on in 2023?
I'm working on improving the art of giving feedback. And I've been doing that now for 3 years. This is my 3rd year going into this same one. I find that, and I think this is very relevant to a lot of leaders, a lot of coaches, a lot of managers who have to give feedback to people. And the feedback has to be heard, it has to be understood, and it has to be accepted. And that's really hard, especially if you are trying to tell them something.
What are the 3 things again? Understood?
Heard.
Heard.
Understood. and then accepted, which is a different level of communication entirely. And giving feedback is tough, because on occasion you have to be quite direct, and on occasion you have to couch it with a bit of diplomacy. And everyone talks about this diplomacy or the sandwich thing, right? I give you the good stuff, then I give you the bad stuff, then I give it back the good stuff. It doesn't work, right? So it's something I'm still working on, because as a coach, we work with individuals who are openly vulnerable with us, and we have to be very careful with their emotions, their feelings, and so that's something I've been working on now for a long time, and I think it will be something I'll work on forever. And you and Gabby and Val are very nice in giving me that feedback occasionally when we try to work on how can we phrase this better. That's always been helpful.
But to be fair, you said you've been working on this for a couple of years, and I've known you for like 20,
Yes.
goodness,
It's a long time.
30 years already, coming this year, 93, since we met in the university.
Right.
Yeah, you've come a long way as well, okay?
Especially now, and I don't go like, hey, Adrian, why your hair like that?
I know, right?
Because that would have been the younger me, right?
that would be
Being all
93,
open and
You were prickly like a durian,
I was
like
prickly
a sea
and-
urchin, actually. Not a durian.
and-
Durians are like okay, but
Absolutely.
you were a sea urchin. Yeah.
very quite direct. In fact, so direct, but
Yeah, I
completely not malicious, just uncouth.
It is. Yet to be diamond in the works. So yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So a lot of polishing.
But just a very quick one, right? The art of giving feedback is something that I think all managers, all leaders, all team collaborators, we need to be able to literally learn it. It's just because you're a good communicator doesn't mean your message has gotten through.
Yeah.
It's a whole different thing.
Nobody likes to give feedback
Yeah.
because of the repercussions. So a lot of times we avoid giving feedback, but feedback is a gift. I know it's so corny. Everyone says that, but
Yeah,
feedback
it is.
really it's something which if it's valid, okay, then it's something that helps you to grow, because a lot of times you don't realize it. And,
Yes.
And sometimes people don't want to tell you because they don't know how you're going to react to it.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't realize that they're doing something wrong because they're not the experts in that field.
Yeah. So this is one of our modules in our career mastery program, isn't it? It's really caters to helping you see the framework, but then after that, of course, our clients have to practice it. In the work that we do, you and I, we talk about hard truths, but we have to convey those hard truths kindly. And that's tough, compassionately. But anyway, so as part of our career mastery program, as part of your career acceleration, listeners out there, if you, one of the little things you can do to improve the way you manage your team, to get them motivated, is really sharpen your saw on how to give feedback as well.
And because that makes you not just a better person, but a better leader as well. To be able to
Especially
sharpen
when you're under stress.
not just your saw to sharpen. Yeah, I know, right? Not just sharpen your saw, but your team's the team's capabilities as well. I mean, you got to give them good feedback. So we are launching our 4th intake of a career mastery program, where we help individuals and aspiring executives like yourself who are figuring out how do I get to the next step. We are launching it sometime in March. So if you want more information, just drop us an email at info@careeragility.org. And or just DM me over here on LinkedIn, and we're happy to share a lot more about what we do and some of the best results that have come out from our programs. So
yeah, I think when the market is tumultuous, I think you've got opportunities. You've got a chance to gain ground, I think, compared to everyone else, because that's when you can shine the most. When things are really tough.
You know what's the biggest misnomer, which I notice a lot of executives out there feel, is that they think that in order to get better package and everything, I need to switch jobs. I need to change company, and that's where I'm going to get my bump in salary or more recognition. But what
not wrong.
Not wrong. See, not wrong. But what they don't realize is that every job switch has its risks. Okay, but what they don't realize is sometimes they just need to play the game better in their own
and a little bit longer.
and a little bit longer, be more resilient, how to increase your visibility in the organization, how to make the right moves, how to network with the right parties, how to build your credibility,
How to be
build
seen
your
doing the right things at the
currency,
right time.
how to build your currency in the organization. Okay, that takes time, but there's a lot more sustainability. So
Yes.
we have been successful in helping individuals. Many of our clients who come through the Career Mastery Program, they gotten promoted, and it's amazing the feedback we're getting. But it does not need to be a change in job. Okay,
Yeah.
if you love your company and you don't find anything wrong with your company, just you feel a bit stagnated, there are ways of working around it. Come talk to us. Happy to help.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yes,
It's so fun.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's all I have to share today. Focus on one thing. So maybe you want to focus on the one thing that is personal, and then you can focus on one thing that is professional. So, but again, just focus on one theme, because the one theme that lasts for the year is a lot better than just a simple resolution that you throw out the window by the third week of January, when the pineapple tarts start showing.
Now, I like what you said. Maybe one theme for professional, and one theme for personal. Professional could be, hey, let me use up all my SkillsFuture credits this year. Goes away.
But even then, you want to do a course that's either going to help value add to your career, or not
Or
something
yourself,
that,
or not even your career.
Yeah,
Just something.
right. Right.
So
Don't waste your time.
don't waste your time. Or professionally, So for myself, my one thing for this year is, I think I mentioned it at the last episode, is I got to read more books. I've not had time last year. Last year, we were writing the book, and it took up so much of our energy and time. And it's a bestseller right now in a lot of places, all sold out. And it's interesting because we are getting videos of people who are finding our books in all the bookshops and selling it in. And it's so amazing. For me, I want to read more this year, and that entails a certain discipline, and right down to the fact where I'm feeling a bit boomer, okay, in the sense that I want to read the physical books.
Okay.
Right, ebooks are fun, but it's like so going out to the library, and in fact, my target this year is to read more. And this book has been interesting. It's called The Unthinkable.
Can you do summaries for the rest of us, please, Adrian?
I will do that. So this one is what happens when tragedy strikes. Okay, who survives? Who don't survive?
Oh, sounds morbid.
I'm halfway through it. No, it's interesting because it talks about resilience. It talks about your mindset. It talks about what actually happens in an emergency. Okay?
Brilliant. Okay.
Like for instance, in a crowd rush, like the Korean incident, Itaewon is called that place. Why did it happen in the first place? What is crowd crush, and what actually happens now? How to avoid what happens? What do you do if you're caught in one? And you're talking interesting things about 911 as well. What this author said. I think her name is Amanda Ripley. She said that for people in the Twin Towers, had they got when the plane crashed into the towers, right? What she writes is interesting. When the planes crashed into the towers, had the people evacuated straight away, they would have survived. I mean, notwithstanding those at and above the impact zone, they would have survived because the towers crashed many minutes after. You had enough time to evacuate. But a lot of people are just sitting there waiting for instructions.
Right, or a deer caught in the headlight type situation.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So the other interesting thing is that she said that and the first instance is people want to grab things. In emergency, they want to grab their handbag, they want to grab the laptop. That's why when an airplane crash lands, right, a lot of people don't rush for the exit. They still want to grab their bag or whatever it is, because it's the human nature to this. So what she's saying is,
interesting.
In an emergency, okay, and you don't need your bag but the human nature is to grab something important.
Right.
So she's saying that if in an emergency, park it.
How's
shake
this?
yourself
Okay,
out of it.
So everything that you're reading in this book is okay. My homework for you, Adrian. Please give us a cliff notes and connect it to how it's going to help us with our careers.
Maybe
So,
not so much-
so
maybe not so much
maybe
careers,
in the story you were just saying is like my takeaway is everyone, we have emotional baggage. Don't take it with you. Don't take it with you. Just leave it behind and save your soul first.
For me, the way I'm thinking it translates to our work life, and not just careers, but work life, is crisis management, and things happen.
Sure.
Boom, your clients, something really happens, something really goes pear-shaped suddenly, very quickly. rather than being caught in the deer and headlamps, let's figure out how to do it. So it's more focus, it's more about action. So it's a book. I'm halfway through it, and it's really exciting. So I'm loving it. It's
summaries,
and
please. Thank you.
Two good books. Wow, summaries. Okay lah. Monday morning.
Yes. Report.
Book review.
Monday morning report.
Book review.
Yes, please.
Double space.
Because
thesis.
given the deterioration on my eyesight, I have to wear reading glasses now. Reading physical books is not fun. So yeah, you can give me summaries.
Oh, because you can zoom into your text.
Yes, that's right.
Your
so,
iPad, right?
That's right. But yeah, physical books. No.
I like the smell of the books. So I don't know. What do you guys,
Okay.
the viewers, think? Do you like physical books, or do you like just drop it into the?
And
book
if you
section?
don't read, it's okay, because there are a lot of book summaries on YouTube. So you need to change your YouTube diet. That's all.
Yes, move away from all the Netflix and everything things that are more
Cat
meaningful.
videos. Cat
but
videos
anyway,
take up a lot of time. Food videos take up a lot of time. Anyway.
Well, cat videos are therapeutic, so it's okay. I guess. It's probably kind of. So if you watch it a while, don't get too. Think it's time for us to go, because my Wi-Fi signal is telling me.
I think your
"Okay,
Wi-Fi
guys, it's time
is.
to move on."
I was wondering if it was you or me, but I think you're back. Yeah.
No,
so,
my Wi-Fi. My
thank
Wi-Fi
you
is
so
telling me, "Look,
much.
guys, it's Friday. It's time to go." And if you want, if you need to, have
Thank you
some
so much
career
for
therapy, if you're
joining
having-
us today.
Yeah, if you're having an identity crisis as to what do I want to be this year or the next year, in my career professionally, come talk to us. If you're thinking of changing jobs or you're going to get promoted, come talk to us. Always happy to have that conversation. info@careeragility.org. Ian and I are always here, and looking forward to the weekend is coming up. And it's such a nice weather to have to just chill out.
Another
over the
hike.
weekend. Another hike, yeah. I think I might take you up on that Rifle Range Road thing, but I'm half
You should.
expecting
You should.
I'm half expecting half of Singapore to be there as well. So
Yeah. Go at midnight or something. I don't know. Anyway.
no, thank you.
TGIF.
That's too creepy for me.
Okay, so
No creepy
TGIF,
idea.
everyone.
Oh.
Reach out to us at info@careeragility.org. Our team is standing by if you have any questions. Happy end of the first week of January. Looking forward to more of our sessions on Fridays. TGIF.
Okay, have a great one, guys. Okay, bye.